Hello, 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 everybody. Hi, we're live. Welcome to another episode of Once Upon a Game, episode 9 of season 4, where we're playing a game called Tall Pines. It's going to be super fun. We have the designer on board. It's going to be me, Will, Golden H, longtime Once Upon a Gamer, and Miles today to play Tall Pines. So it's going to be fun. Yep, so if this is your first time watching Once Upon a Game, or is your first time on Once Upon a Game and you want to play from home and doing that stuff, just to get an idea of what we're doing here, we're going to be playing a one shot of a game. So there's going to be kind of it. We don't know what, like, nothing's prepped beforehand. We're going to make this thing live and we're going to play it out, and we're going to take a break about every hour or so. And we're going to see what happens. So that's what we're doing here. We're going to have a really, really swell old time making some sweet magic here. And because we only have this one chance to do it, I really want you guys to bring it, and we're gonna have fun time with the stories and introducing and whatever you want to see on screen. But we also want to make sure and keep in mind that we're doing it safe and comfortably. And the way we do that is by remembering that we're also human beings playing a game. And if somebody has an issue with it and they say, like, hey, can we not do something with that? Let's just respect them and trust them. Right. Ultimately, that if someone says, can we not have something in the game, or can we fade to black at this moment, they probably have a reason. You don't need to justify it, and let's just kind of agree. And we're smart people. We can work around it if there's any kind of problems. Right.
Sounds good.
Cool. So yeah, enough about that stuff. Miles, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Hey, thank you so much. I'm great. Thanks a lot for having me. And yeah, I'm really excited to share this game with you guys. As I said before we came on, I've been working on it for kind of an embarrassingly long time, and I'm super excited to, I've been kind of going around cons and playing it a lot. I'm excited to play it with you, and yeah, it'll be kickstarting here like next week. Whoa, yeah, I know.
What, next week?
Next week.
Whoa, yeah.
Because I don't know if you heard, they're going to be this show Twin Peaks, right? It's coming back, so
yes.
Kind of blowing up the internet.
Wow.
And that's really what inspired this game, along with other shows in that vein, other kind of like surreal, mystery, creepy stuff shows.
Certainly, the David Lynch inspiredness. I'm super excited about it. Cool. Yeah. Will, you are currently lost in some tall pines.
There are a couple of tall pines I found. This is actually in the woods behind my house.
Wow.
It's totally safe. There's no bears. But I did once see a coyote that was taller than me.
That sounds like a bear.
No, it was a coyote. It was walking like a coyote.
So what it was on when
it's a dire coyote.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah. I'm waiting for you to say, yeah, it was walking on two legs, and I'm like, oh, dude, I don't know what you saw, man. I don't know what you saw, but it looks very appropriate.
Yeah,
it wasn't a fox.
Face.
It wasn't a deer. It was very much a coyote.
Cool. Awesome. Okay. Well, that's good, and we're here. This will be one of the special times where I am not facilitating the game today. Miles will be facilitating his own little creation here, so it's always special and nice for me when I can kind of just be a player and hang out as well. Now, Miles,
relax and enjoy.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna also play and bring it when necessary, but yes, we will absolutely, and I will indulge that as much as I can. Cool. So, is there anything we need to know beforehand? Or
I think I appreciate the X card speech. That is totally important, because this is a game that, from jump, we're starting with an 18-year-old was murdered in this small town, and there's a lot of dirty secrets behind that death. And so, yeah, some dark stuff will come up. There's no graphic content on any of the cards or anything like that, but there's some suggestions of bad things. So yeah, just having that out there, that if something squicks you out too much, we can dial it back is great. Otherwise, yeah, I guess I'm ready to just get going with introducing the game and talking about what we're going to do here.
Cool. Awesome. Excited. Take it away.
Very good. Yeah, this is a GM-less game. So while I'm going to facilitate and introduce the rules, we're all going to really have equal power once we get going and get rolling. Equal ownership and role in this game. The thing we're going to start with is by creating our victim. And we do that through the lens of 6 protagonists, 6 important characters in the town of Tall Pines. They're laid out in this yellow box on the middle of the screen. It's our local sheriff, a federal agent who's come to investigate the crime, the victim's best friend, a bad influence, victim's therapist, and a student filmmaker. There's some other protagonists as well, but these are kind of the good core group to work with for the game. There's always 6. It's like you can swap out some other folks. I've got one that's like Log Lady, stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So we're going to play the game in 3 acts. Each act is going to be made up of a handful of scenes. So during an act, we'll each take a turn framing a scene. We'll do that by starting with a prompt that we read off of one of these yellow cards, which I'll deal out to you guys in a hot second. In fact, maybe I'll just do that now so you can see what they're about.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, you should each have 3 cards in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
And each one of these is kind of a prompt for a scene. So when you feel like you have a scene ready, and you will say, I'm ready to go, you will drop one of these cards to start your scene and choose a protagonist that you're going to portray in that scene. In that moment, you're kind of the director and the master of that scene. You're welcome to ask other players to jump into a role. If you need somebody to play the victim's mom or the coroner or whatever,
mm-hmm.
you can cast them. And yeah, you just kind of then start freely narrating and freely role-playing. You always start the scene by saying what the camera sees as the scene opens, because this is very much a TV show. We're going to have a weird season of TV show by the end of this. So you say what the camera sees, and then just kind of start freeform saying what is happening in the scene, what your character's doing. You can freely role play with the person, anyone you've cast into the scene. But pretty soon, the power is going to get taken away from you because other folks can drop cards into your scene as well. And when that happens, they suddenly take control and start narrating around. They're by dropping in a card from their scene, by dropping in a card from their hand, or by dropping in one of these weird images. If you don't have anything sufficiently funky in your hand to push the scene where you want it to go, you can grab one of these weird symbols. As soon as you drop a card into the scene, you really are taking the reins and get to say how that image manifests or how the card you dropped, what that means in the context of the scene. You don't take the protagonist away from the player. They still are driving their protagonist, but you're saying suddenly what weird stuff is coming into play.
Cool.
There's a maximum of 3 cards in any scene. So in a 3-person game, we all have room to play in every scene, which is awesome. If you started the scene, you also get to say when the scene cuts, when it ends. Usually you can kind of feel that. You can feel when a scene's starting to wind down. But usually also, if you've gotten to 3 cards, you're pretty close. There's a lot of content in there. Let's see. After we've each played a scene in an act, we're going to look at this card up here, the close. I don't know, whoever's got it's showing your screen, isn't it, Eric?
Yes, it's there.
You might want to take that card and make it big.
Yeah, I've zoomed in for everyone to read at home.
Fantastic. The Act 1 close says where Act 1 is going. It's the start of a scene. There's also a little instruction on there that says who gets to do that last scene of the act. And on the back of it are some options, depending on what suits of cards got played in the act. Will add a final detail. Because you can see along the bottom of the protagonist here, and along the bottom of all the cards as well, there are 3 suits: shame, resolve, and understanding, which all kind of correspond to how the townsfolk are feeling about the murder, about this tragedy that's happened. We'll be dropping cards in during the act. We'll tally them up at the end, and whichever suit is the highest will determine what detail goes into that final act close scene. We'll play through 3 acts in that way. And yeah, that's pretty much how that works. There's a different deck of cards as well, deck of scene cards for each act. So we'll get rid of our scene cards at the end of each act and get fresh stuff. The other funny wrinkle is you don't get to just draw scene cards when you play them. Like you don't just redraw into your hand. Instead, in order to draw a scene card to get a fresh one, you have to play a symbol. So when you play one of these photo cards, you get to draw another card.
Gotcha. Okay. Is there a maximum hand limit or anything?
Not really. It's kind of a, try not to go too hard because there's not that many cards in the deck.
Sure.
But yeah, you can totally, if you really want all the cards, I suppose you can do it. But there's not enough scenes and enough,
Yeah, that's fine. I won't. I wasn't trying to
break the game right away. Yeah. Cool. So yeah, we'll play through the 3 acts. By the end of Act 3, we may or may not know who done it, but we'll know probably way more than we want to about the people in town.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So one of the things that's kind of funny is I've never played this game in like a virtual environment at all. So usually there's a lot of very story gamey, hippie like note cards and stuff all over the table. We jot down characters' names as they get invented. Make little table tents and stuff for them. I'm not really sure what the best way to affect that here is, so we're just going to try our best. I'll note the protagonist names above them as we start naming them. We'll note some stuff about the victim up here in the corner where it says the victim. Other character names, I guess we're just going to maybe we'll just like jot in this big current scene box, whatever other notes.
That makes the most sense.
Yeah,
okay.
Usually, we're not going to come up with too many extra NPCs. It's not going to get real Russian novel-y, I don't think. But you never know. So the final piece of this kind of mechanical puzzle is we all have a secret, right? We all have one little special card that may or may not get activated through the course of play. It's I'll give them out here.
Oh, the secret card.
Yeah. Yeah, so somebody picked that one up.
All right.
And then somebody else picked this one up.
It's mine now.
Sweet, and I will take this last one. So you'll see on one side of those is a combination of 3 suits. On the other is a little one more scene prompt, right? So at the end of each scene, we're going to check. At the end of each scene, we're going to check and see, whether anybody's secret was opened by the cards that were played in that scene. If that happens, you get another scene right now, and yeah. And
well,
it's usually a weird
see the other side of it, but that's fine.
Oh, you're welcome to look at the other side too. Like, look at what you got. It's going to be usually an answer a question. The secret scenes are also special because you build them entirely out of symbols. You take 3 symbols and do a little monologue.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like
yeah. It's extra bonus control of the story.
Okay.
This game's really informed a lot by kind of my understanding of surrealism, which is it's all about kind of personal symbology and like building your own language of what's meaningful. And so that's really what you do a lot in this game is, wrangle for control of the story and try and make what you think is important in it happen.
Cool.
And yeah, it's going to get weird probably.
Yeah, almost guaranteed. So
I think with that, we're pretty much ready for action. The first thing, as I said, is we're going to make up the victim. We do that by each picking a protagonist. We're each going to have to pick 2 because there's only 3 of us. And in this black box on the protagonist card, there's a question, something they know about the victim. So yeah, if any of y'all are moved by any of the protagonists, please grab one. Answer the prompt.
All right. If no one minds, I would like to begin.
Please.
I will take the local sheriff. And the local sheriff's question is, what outside influence do you suspect is somehow responsible for the murder? So I don't actually start preparing a scene right now, right? We're just talking about descriptions of background
absolutely
information.
Right. You're welcome to kind of tell us about the sheriff in this moment as well.
Sure. So I think the local sheriff is He's a middle-aged man. I think we see it's about 9:30 at the police office when he comes in. He's wiping sand out of his eyes. And his shirt collar is not done right in the back, and the assistant like sees him goes by. He's like, oh, Brady, 1 second, and he like goes back over, and he's like, oh, thanks, Diane. Yeah, I had a rough night last night, and and he's like, how's did you make coffee? And she's like, oh yeah, of course, we got your favorite in the back, right? And he's like, oh, excellent, I'm gonna need 2 cups, and he goes off, and so he looks like he's like a little bit ragged. Looks like he didn't have time to shave, so it looks like he's been a little exhausted. What outside influence do you suspect is somehow responsible for the murder? I don't have to give proof right now, right? I just describe what it is. Oh,
this could be your wild
alien conspiracy.
Yeah. Go hard.
Yes. Yeah, Sheriff Brady. I'm picturing, as far as like an actor goes, the sheriff from Stranger Things.
Oh, totally. That's what I was seeing too.
Yeah.
BBH.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Do I take I leave the sheriff card out here? Like
the sheriff where he is. Yeah.
Cool.
You'll also note that each one of them has a little line of text on it that says, "If you did something, flip this card over." Mm-hmm. They each have a different suit on the other side.
Oh,
so that's good. Cool. Kind of another way to exercise control and try and push for your secret to happen.
Oh, okay. I need to remember what my secret combo is. Okay.
Cool. Will, do you want to go, or shall I jump on one?
I'll go with bad influence. So I think the bad influence is like his gypsy fortune teller. And she's a bad influence because she keeps like telling people's futures and like getting them to like, live loose and fast. Mm-hmm. Have lots of sex, drugs,
right?
Get into fights. And I think that the victim told them that they were afraid of their twin sister.
Oh ho ho ho. Okay.
Perfect. You want to name that fortune teller?
Let's say Madame Zarasta.
Madame Zarasta?
Yeah.
That sorta.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh man. So we've gendered our victim. That just happened. It's always a fun surprise. I try not to say anything about the victim's gender and then see what happens.
So I noticed that.
Our victim's a woman. Maybe. We said she was afraid of her twin sister, I think.
I mean, twins can be different genders.
It's true.
And even different sexes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I thought I heard a pronoun.
No, I was careful.
Solid. We'll see what happens. Cool. Well, I will go with. I like the best friend, and this is where I think I will say a little more about our victim. I think our victim is male, and this is the victim's best friend, Albert. Albert's like a big deal in the theater program, but not as big a deal as our victim was. The victim was the leading man. Yes. But let's see, let me look at this dude here. Mm-hmm. I remember what my question is. Oh God, where'd he go?
What did you take the card?
I took the card. What does that do?
You took the card. I don't know. No, actually, I don't. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's in your hand.
Yeah, there it is. Carefully hidden. What part of the victim's life did you envy the most? Well, I mean, I think, I envied the applause,
Yeah. They were more popular.
Just more talented, just better than me.
Yeah. Ugh, that's hard.
Oh, Albert. Albert's got floppy hair, probably, like,
Yeah.
A lot of black floppy hair.
Well, then, of course, that dovetails perfectly then into my next character.
Fantastic.
We're going to be talking about Sam, the student filmmaker. Sam is Albert's ex-girlfriend. Because Sam, at the time, was our victims also seeing them in some sort of familial intimacy, or at least rumored to. And I believe for all the fun little, I believe maybe Sam and Albert were maybe like middle school friends or so, and like that's how you got started with the cameras and like doing make believe and stuff, and how they're gonna be famous one day. But really though, what really took off was with our victim and a promising acting career based on her. So whatever was like sparked between you and Albert, Sam and our victim was going to be even more. And I think we go to actor. It's just a movie character. John Boyega.
Okay, like the character, his character in Star Wars, or him just being awesome.
His character in Star Wars is him being awesome. Really. He just has a really warm smile. Just has this charisma to him.
Totally.
Nice.
That's awesome.
I'll go with the private therapist. This is going to be Professor Hornwood, and he's got this really nice tweed jacket. He's got, it's like most distinguishing figures is that he has a pair of glasses made from carved ivory, and he's not quite in the psychoanalyst thing, but I think he likes to pretend he is. He does have a degree. He's competent, perhaps. And I think the aspect of the murder that frightens the town folks the most is that the victim, I was going to gender them, I guess. So they were a Harris to...
Oh, I think we made it a dude.
Oh, did we make it dude?
Yeah.
Oh, Albert?
No, the victim is also a dude.
Oh, okay. So yeah, they're the heir to all this land that a pharmaceutical company wants to buy and build a new factory. And now that they're dead, they're afraid that the company will be able to convince the remaining sibling to sell it to them, which will obviously destroy the small town vibe.
Big Pharma will move in. Creepy. Wonder what Professor Hornwood thinks about it.
We'll see.
We'll see, I guess.
All right, federal agent. So this is Agent Agent Lou. Oh, come on, type. And Agent Lou was like a bit of a prodigy, right? Like she got into the agency like young. She was pulled almost right out of high school into FBI training. She's like a really brilliant analyst and a really brilliant she does the whole like get inside the killer's head thing, right?
Sure. Like criminology.
Exactly. Whatever CSI word you want to, what connects the murder to the case you've been following? I think it is the way the body was posed. That it was the killing was staged in such a way that the body was like propped up, almost in like they were pontificating, hand out, speaking. Yeah.
Oh, that's scary.
Mm-hmm. Not ideal.
It's like the David pose.
Oh, or maybe I'm kind of thinking like one arm out,
Oh, like
like
Hamlet.
Hamlet. Exactly.
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh God, maybe he's holding his own
Shakespearean.
head. God,
Oh.
Yeah.
let's do that.
The
Oh.
So let's
Yeah,
name
that's
our
good.
victim then, guys. Now that we, have a good image.
Yeah.
yeah.
Ooh. Let's see.
This is the hardest part.
I know this is the hardest part.
Yeah. So I'm not going to name them just because every time I go to name somebody, it always starts with an A.
Connor.
Ooh.
Connor something. What's the last name?
Is it Connor Wu?
Connor.
Connor Troy.
Troy. Yeah, I was gonna. Troy
Ooh,
Your
Drake.
first names is a good.
Yeah, exactly. First name. Yeah.
Ooh.
Connor Troy. It's good.
All right, fellas. So then we are ready to roll. We've got our victim. We know. So the Act One close. I've got the real cards here, so I was gonna read the close aloud just so we see where we're going.
Mhm.
But look at the physical cards. It's gonna be much easier for my life.
Yeah, man, just play the game yourself on your table owner.
I'm sure that would be totally entertaining to watch.
Yeah,
Well,
just
like
you looking
robots.
down the whole time. Yeah.
It'd be fantastic television. All right, so the Act One close is: reporters, film crews, and at least one news helicopter have shown up to dig into the story of the tragedy and splash the victim's name across the nation's screens. When a reporter turns the camera on you, so that's the moment you'll be able to go hard. There are little details to include on the back, pretty much all of which are terrible. So yeah, that's where we're going this act. You want to take a minute and peruse the cards in your hand, and whenever one grabs you as the start of a scene, that means it's your turn.
And how does the secrets work again?
The secrets at the end of each scene, we're going to check and see whether those cards were used in the scene. That combination of suits.
Just any of those cards, or that is
that combination, like 2 blues and a gray or whatever.
Okay.
by one person?
No, like we'll all be contributing cards to each scene.
So each scene is 3 cards.
Yes, correct.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah.
Sound like you were saying something, Eric?
Well, I'm thinking of that. I might know. I want to do the first scene. I think I have something that I want to do.
All right.
So if you don't mind, Miles, help me walk through the steps here.
Sure.
So the first thing to do is grab one of the Act 1 scene cards and play it. That's appropriate, right?
Yeah, one of the ones out of your hand.
Yeah.
And you'll drop into the little current scene box here. Yeah, very good. And then grab a protagonist.
Yes. Grabbing Sam.
Fantastic.
And I would like to request. I want to do a scene between another protagonist and myself. So do I request Albert to be in the scene this way, but draw his card up here? Is that what I do, or
don't,
is that
don't
just
his card up there? But
we don't ignore it. Okay, cool. Okay, so then let me establish just like the shot right of the show, right? So the theme song was just playing, and as we see like the VHR videotapey kind of thing over Tall Pines, and and it goes over to the high school. And it's set, and of course we see the establishing Pacific Northwest style, like old brick high school, probably something like let's just call it Tacoma High School, or something like that, right? Or all right, just Tall Pines. It's Tall Pines High School, right? So Tall Pines Public's public high. We the bell rings, and we hear the locker slam. We see a young student with a backpack slung on him. We can't see his head yet, and he's doing something with the locker. And then we see it close, and then the first shot of the person we see on the other side of the locker who's going to be talking to this person is Sam. And Sam is about the same age as this man. He's about, maybe, I guess she's probably like 18 or so. I imagine ponytail hair with kind of like maybe some kind of like color dye in it. Let's go with, I like violet. She has like pinkish violet kind of color hair, and she's wearing like a pretty like nice like punk outfit, but she has a very strong concern in her face, and the camera's very focused on her face, like there's something, like she's seen a ghost, right? And
I think we only get really like a moment of that before and this is where this game is very much like, it's going to feel a little dickish, but it's cool. Stuff's going to get taken away from you. So we see like this moment of her, her face, as she's getting ready to tell Albert something. And as he spins, not even looking, coming out of his locker, and like her cup of coffee in her hand like flies up into her face, and it's immediately like things are going wrong. It's all over him, it's all over her. He's, what the fuck, Sam?
Albert, how could?
Oh, hey, profanity. Is that cool?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, we're doing. Yeah, that's a good question. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. No, I think she's like, oh, these are new.
Do you want something?
Yes. God, you're unbelievable sometimes. Look, and she puts her hand like to like the locker, and she's like, she gets close to you and says like, it's about Connor.
What about him? I mean,
I was reviewing the footage of our movie, and just like, look, I know how you feel about it, and she's obviously trailing with her words, like she's unable to spit it out, right?
Did he say something?
No, it's not. He didn't say anything. It's just, and I think like this is the first time she's gonna like we realize that he's like, Connor's dead, Albert.
What? Shut up. What are you talking about?
I saw it. I thought I saw it I thought it was a dream, but it wasn't. It's.
Where did you see it? What is it in the movie?
That's. Yes, so we were researching some old art house movies, and it just, I thought I saw. I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot, Albert.
Where is he?
Like, she's like looking at her clothes again, and like, I don't. She says like,
Did you tell anybody else? I mean, we gotta.
At the studio. She's like, yeah. At the.
What if they can save him? What if?
And she just shakes her head. No, you don't get it. You don't get it. He's dead.
We got
the cops are already all over there. It's a mess. I saw it for a second. And she looks like, she's just, it's very, very stressful. I went there to go pick up some footage before first period, and it's just horrible.
And like there's like a moment on Albert's face where he's not sure. He kind of looks away.
Yeah.
And Sam, it's okay, and he like puts his hands on her and tries to reassure.
Who would do that to Connor? And she starts to, her lips tremble.
Was there something he said? Anything you remember?
Yeah. He wanted us to stop this movie. He said he didn't want to make it anymore. I don't understand. He stopped, and I was like, let's take a break. We don't have to do it. And the next thing, this happens. He looked scared. I was so caught up in making this movie.
Look, it's not your fault.
I know. It's just so. I'm just so scared. He's dead. And in that way, and and she just like tries to recoil from just like the mental image, just like that movie.
Wait, what movie? What are you talking about? Can you show me?
I, I don't know if I can go through that again. I don't. She
Well,
can, but she could be persuaded, right?
just come on. We can get you. You can borrow something of my sister's. Come on, let's get out of here.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's scene.
Solid.
Hmm.
So yeah, student filmmaker says if you uncovered the what is it?
The town secrets.
The town secrets in the last scene. Flip it over. Did the student filmmaker uncover the town's secrets? I think
No,
not
not yet, not yet.
So yeah, anybody is blue red for their secret?
Oh, I had mine flipped over. I was wrong. Mine was red blue.
Curses!
Sorry.
You were so close.
I know, so close. All right, well that's fine. That was still a good starting scene.
Totally.
Okay.
So first person puts down 2 cards, then anybody else can drop in a card.
Oh, yeah. The first person puts in the card from their hand and the protagonist. Then yeah, anybody else can play cards in.
Oh,
Right,
so more than 3.
So yeah.
The protagonist, I guess, doesn't count toward that limit. Is how I think of it. I don't know, but yeah,
Yeah.
the protagonist plus 3, I guess, is what I should.
Okay. Okay. So then, do I take these cards now?
These guys just get discarded, so we can just delete them.
Okay.
Cool.
Boop. Sweet, and yeah, we'll tally those up at the end. So yeah, that was lovely. That was a good starter scene. I might be ready to go, unless Will, you got something?
Oh, we can go.
Cool. Let me think on this for just a second here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm gonna drop this old scene here.
Ooh.
Falls. And I think that this is Agent Lou. And she is sitting on the hood of her car, and looking through. She's got her iPad. She's flipping through, photos of various crime scenes. And they're these people in these iconic poses, right? Like these iconic kind of film poses.
That's a good question. What is this? What is this modern day?
I think it just got that way, huh?
Yeah, I was assuming it was the 90s.
Oh, okay.
That's fine. We can do modern. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot of unknowns here, you know.
That's fine. Yeah, no, I just wanted to make sure so going forward I can be temporally
consistent.
Correct. Yeah, consistent. All right, cool. Sorry. Continue.
Yeah, so she's flipping, and yeah, they're people in the bodies are like posed in these iconic ways. There's like a Statue of Liberty. There's like a Heisman Trophy. There's like somebody like down on one knee, like supplicating, like but all of them are have some grisly other detail, right? Some body part of the person is featured prominently as a prop in the scene. When she looks back up, it's already starting to get dark, and she checks her watch, and she knows she's got this reservation at this hotel. Stepping back, she kind of half stumbles over something, and as she looks down, it's like this vista overlooking the falls is littered with pill bottles, right? She kneels down and picks one up. It's unlabeled, but there's something rattling around in the bottom of it, and she opens it, and it's a black pill, like it almost looks like a stone. But yeah, steps back from the falls, snaps a photo of it, drops it into a little bag, puts it into her briefcase. And yeah, kind of
So if I have a question, because I
Sure.
want to invoke one of the purple cards.
do it. Just drop it
But
in, and
do I say anything like another scene about it, or do I just drop it in?
you drop it into this scene and start narrating kind of what it means in this scene. It's the same as putting in a card from your hand. You
Oh,
are
okay.
taking control.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, I think we see the
really?
scene. So I'm grabbing the fallen trees here.
Yeah.
And I think we see the scene now of of Agent Lou of Agent Lou now kind of like driving back to presumably the office with this finding of this black pill, and she's kind of like going like down the waterfall thing, and we just see sort of like the economic disparity kind of like this region, and like so like, there was these pills up here, and we see all these like clear cut trees or recently burned down like like a controlled burn
Right.
would do to the woods, and so it leaves this place kind of feeling very desolate, like this place has been failing to come up with the word, just not prosperous, just not it looks very ruinous here, like it's not like desolate, like existentially desolate.
She's on the moon.
Yeah, like there's all these like broken rocks around, all of these fallen burnt trees, there's these pill bottles up here. It just seems like the world has gone to the worst up here. I believe it's probably like a cloudy day, until we pass the sign that says the Twin Pines Falls, half a mile facing the
I'd like
other
to
way.
say that as they're passing that sign, they get passed by a car in the opposite direction, and you can see it's like Albert driving this big SUV with a bunch of other college kids, and like maybe like 4 or 5 cars go by, like all in a group, just heading back up the way you came.
Yeah, and you see her do a quick like tally, right? Like her head nods
Yeah.
with each passing the vehicle.
That's all I wanted to do.
Cool.
I think I think that's probably cool. I think that's a good
Yeah.
little scene. I mean,
Yeah.
she winds back into town, and like, yeah, we lose her as she's like, yeah, pulling into a parking spot.
Yeah.
You see her
Cool.
brake lights come on.
Huh. Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. So does the purple card get deleted and a new one comes out?
Yeah, and you get to draw another yellow card, sir.
I will draw one.
Fantastic. And let's see. If I got inside the killer's head in the last scene, I flipped the federal agent's card over, which I did not.
Okay.
Is
'Cause-
one of each color? Anybody?
No.
No.
Right.
I'm not once we're set up in, I'm not a GM, so I can't draw out another purple card.
Oh, got it.
But
We'll handle that.
And I will go ahead and delete then the atop the falls card. That was
Okay,
cool.
That one sucks. This card is gross.
Ugh. Okay.
Cool.
So, Will, I think that's you, partner.
Yeah. So I think we come back to that scene on top the falls at night. But this time it's a bunch of college kids, trying to drink and party. And Madame Zarastra is up there. And she's like talking to the kids,
Do you have a scene? Do you have a card from
telling their fortune.
this off?
Yeah.
Oh.
And here's what happens is
yeah.
While she's doing this, she looks up in the sky, and this big, like, disc-shaped UFO flies over everybody. And everyone thinks they're like totally stoned out of their minds as like the lights like flash over the party. And then it flies up north into the forest, and Madame Zarastra is the only one, still sane enough to realize this is something weird. And like I think we see her like zip her purse closed, like there's probably a bottle of those pills
Mhm.
Of the
And,
black
you see-
pills?
yeah.
Okay. Just
And I think we have like the scene of like all the other kids like taking a pill,
Mhm.
and she gets up and she like is walking north into the forest where the she saw the UFO go. Do I keep going or what happens?
You can totally keep going.
Okay.
I'm going to throw this thing in a second here. She goes into the woods, though, I think.
Oh yeah, she's going to the woods.
And I think, as soon as she's like, there's like a bonfire or something back where the kids are. And as soon as she's out of sight of the fire, or like, it's just a flicker back through the trees,
mm-hmm.
what seemed like floodlights come on in front of her, right? And there is this booming voice. It speaks to her in like the language of her grandmother, right?
Mm.
It's not in English, and it's saying to her, "You are the one who will guide the children out of the forest. You will guide them into the light." She is like kind of she like falls to her knees. She seems like this is maybe like the most legit spiritual thing that's happened to her ever. She's
Yeah.
tears start to come down her face, and the light speaks to her again. This is your purpose. If you lead the children, they will all become free. And she's, and it says, the pills are the way. And that's when she knows that she is on the right track. This is her purpose. She stumbles back, tears coming down her face, her heavy eye makeup running, stumbling on her like hanging like kind of scarfy thing, and says, throws up her hands, "Children, I've been given a message." And we see the hand flip off the floodlights, the trailer get hitched to the truck, the big like light rig and the sound system get pulled away.
Oh,
I don't know if you're still rocking, Will. It's still your scene.
Yeah, can I play another card?
You cannot play another card. You can just keep narrating, though. Just you don't need a card to do that.
All right. So what exactly got pulled away?
Like a big trailer with like lights and like a PA system on it.
Who's on the trailer?
I think dudes in suits.
They pulled up or pulled away?
They pulled away. Like that's what was generating the lights and the voice.
Oh.
It was phony. Okay. It was all years.
All right. Yeah. So I think she goes back, and before she gets there, though, Agent Lou just like comes out of the forest, like with no fanfare at all, and Zarastra is like still like crying and shaking from the spiritual experience. Agent Lou starts, asking her questions like really calmly, like, what are you doing up here? It's very late. What do you know about the murder? And stuff like that. And she's given like half non-committal answers. And eventually, I think Agent Lou says that he's going to take her in for further questioning. I think I can end it there.
Seems good. Yeah, approved.
Yeah. All right.
Cool. All right. Well, it is 7:00, so it's about the roughly top of the first hour here. So how about we go ahead and take our first break, and we'll be back in 5 minutes. All right. So we're gonna stretch our legs, refresh our drinks, and then we'll be back with more Tall Pines. So we see you guys. Yeah. So we see you all on the other side of the break.
Nice.